we here to give you the culture. Don't got no time for you vultures. If you wanna learn about the game, I can coach you. Ballin' so hard, I should be on your poster. Holding it down, now I'm hot like the toaster. Starting my grind, it'll never be over. You get the picture, I say like a closer. Talking that talk, it get wild like the Joker. I hear the hate, I just laugh at you dork. We eating good, got you mad at your fork. Giving your game even if off the court. Saying you ball, I speak money in sport. Shine like a diamond, black Alex and spades. All mad and how I'm calling these plays. Like an anthem, I'm ahead of the game. All about my cut, so I linked up with Blaze.
Oh, welcome to the Blade Sports and Culture Show. This is the second episode of the week, a little bonus episode.
Little mini boy.
Yeah, we had to, we had a couple other, big sporting events this weekend, and so we wanted to talk about that. So we're going to do that. But first, I wanted to let everybody know once again to please go ahead, go to that YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We do appreciate everybody that's been tuning in every week, everybody that's subscribed, everybody that stays up with us on all platforms. But like I said, bro, tell a friend and tell a friend, go subscribe to the YouTube.
And the TikTok.
And the TikTok, because we got videos coming. Just keep, just bear with us. Once it's rolling, it's going to stay rolling.
Different content, some fun stuff.
Yep, facts.
You guys can play along, too.
Yep. And then also, we're going to start back up with the Song of the Week. We'll end the episodes with them. Probably, I don't know, we haven't really got a time frame of how we're going to do it. Maybe if it's weekly, if we got enough submissions, might just be like once a month, and we just let that song run, or a project run for a month.
Just submit your songs, and we'll go from there.
Guys. Yeah, exactly. So submit your songs. We're gonna go through them. We're gonna have a song of the week. We're gonna try to put a spotlight on some of these local artists, and that's just that's what we do here at the Blade Sports and the Culture Show. So keep tuning in every week.
Shout out to the boys at the Culture Show.
Yeah, shout out to Young and my boy Blades once again. They're doing great things over there. We're doing great things here, too. So.
Mr. I slip and bust my ass 15 times a year.
Oh, my God. Bro, I'm telling you, this dude needs, a live stream just from his security cam every year. This dude busts his ass every year.
Bro's the fucking Truman Show in real life.
Yeah, and Chris never lets him forget it. That's the funniest shit. Chris posts it every year. Just posted the other day. We was at dinner Sunday, and I showed my mom the one.
So bad.
Oh, bro, he bent his leg all the way behind him, bro.
It looked like
it could have been bad, bro.
It looked like someone with Parkinson's just drew a little fucking doodle on a piece of paper, and that's what his leg did.
What was the movie with ACL Terry where he steps on the sunflower seed and his leg just bends up? That's what it looked like. Dude was out there like SpongeBob, my leg. But let's go ahead. We're obviously heavy on football already this year.
We only got so much time we can record.
And we're going to be. We love football here at the Blade Sports Show. So we're gonna dive into that every year hard. But, we're going to have to take a big pivot here, and we're going to dive hard into the NBA,
we love
college, all that stuff.
We love sports, but let's be real about basketball. Basketball, unless you're an ultra basketball diehard guy, or unless you're just betting on games, you're not watching your team every fucking game.
No, you can't.
Go ahead and answer that. Show him what the fuck we're doing right now. We're literally talking about NBA.
We're live at 5 here on the Blade Sports Show. We got a special guest tuning in right here live, Joshua Carroll. He just called to say he just hit a 15-leg parlay at plus 29 grand. So he's a rich man now. We're all going to Sizzler.
Yeah.
I picked for that dollar to win $1,700.
Yeah.
Or Vucevic hit, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Only 15 more legs to go then, huh? Only three more. Let's go, baby.
His Purdue Boilermakers are doing pretty good right now.
Yeah, boiler up. We were just talking about how we're about to dive into basketball, bro. So, hey, keep tuning in, Blades. Tell them to tune in every week to the Blade Sports Show.
Tune in every week to my boy G Weezy on the track. Next year's dude Drake County.
And Big Barrel. You got Big Barrel here. Don't forget about the.
I don't think I can get these fucking parlays. I'm gonna hit it one time.
One time.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling in. We'll have you on.
Yeah, thanks for calling in. Perfect time, bud.
Appreciate it, bro. Later. Oh shit, that's
Fuck
awesome.
it.
Perfect
Go ahead
time.
and answer it.
Hey, that was perfect. I love it.
It's not like one of the other episodes. We're just fucking around.
Yeah, we're just fucking around on this one.
But I was telling about the NBA, You're not gonna watch every fucking game.
No, you just can't, bro. I mean, it's an 82 game season. Playoffs take 2
people got
months,
jobs,
like, yeah.
people got kids,
Bro,
people got business.
I couldn't
to take care of.
imagine being an NBA insider. And I think me and you even talked about this one time. This is why, like, even like shows based around the NBA, like they're just so like, it's just like clickbaity stuff. It's literally like, oh, LeBron's leaving, or who's the best, you know, every episode. And it's
unless it's the
other.
Lakers or some drama shit happens,
Right,
like
there's
it's nothing
much,
interesting.
yeah. You're looking at stat lines and who's, you know, leading in those stat lines, but
something interesting happened a few days ago.
Yes, sir.
With our Unc.
Yeah.
Oh, Unc Shannon.
Unc Shannon, he took the suit off.
Wearing a $4,000 fucking cardigan.
Yeah, had a pack of blacks in the inside pocket of that mug. He's probably off 4 or 5 hennies.
Gotta be.
With
those ticket prices.
And he was going to fight the entire
Won it all of it.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Shannon Sharp's the greatest human being on earth.
Yeah, I love it, and I just, you know what I mean. He's one of those guys that literally he literally looks like a Pokemon. He's made out of rock, bro. Like this. Steven Adams, the dude, Cal Drogo runs across the damn court, and this dude didn't budge an inch, bro. I love Shannon, bro. I love it. I love it every time he's got something to say. He always makes a good point and is always, you know, says it in the most swagged out way.
What about old boy calling him a civilian?
He called him a blogger, which is fucking hilarious because that's literally one of the best tight ends in NFL history. Yeah. Super Bowl champ. Put some respect on that man's name, bro. Yeah. I mean, I get it. In the heat of the moment, you're going to say some stupid stuff, but it seemed like everything was all cool at the end. He had even got into it a little bit with Ja's dad. They shook up by the end of the game, so it wasn't no big deal. But like I said, bro, we're going to be diving hard into this, you know, right now. Looks like Celtics still at the top of everything right now. Nuggets out top in the West.
Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, and it looks like he's, you know, kind of starting to solidify. You know, what will this be? Second in a row or third?
All-time leading assist for the Denver Nuggets.
For the Denver Nuggets. And his what?
The dude is 7 foot tall.
Right, insane, bro. 7 foot point guard.
Like, this dude, he gets his credit, but I don't think. It goes back to what we were talking about in the previous episode about, like, the talent.
Yeah.
These dudes are
There's so many.
good.
It's just so easy to overlook, and especially in the NBA, just even onto that point, you know, even farther onto that. Like, when they play so many games, it's hard to watch them. I think the most impressive thing to me about Joker, though, is how he distributes the ball. And he don't even dribble, dude. He doesn't have to dribble to make these crazy
And he's a
passes.
3-point shooter, too.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? This is what I'm talking about. These old heads. Shout out to the old heads out there. I respect my elders. I respect 90s basketball, 80s basketball. I respect it.
Facts.
I mean, fucking that's some of the funnest basketball to watch.
You meant grappling, right? My bad.
Yeah, to tell me Nikola Jokic couldn't play in the 90s and 80s because someone would hit him is fucking blasphemy.
Well, he's 7 foot tall, so
Tell Bill Lambier's big ass to get out on the 3-point line.
Right.
You ain't running the floor with him, bro.
And he's going to shoot right over the top of him all day.
And
so.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Nikola Jokic and the Jokic brothers, they're about that smoke.
Yeah,
they won't. They don't care.
No,
Jokic would be one of them that could play in that time frame. And
that's facts.
He'd average fucking 50.
He'd kill him, bro.
He'd average 50.
Yeah, because he's killing these guys now. So obviously, I mean, I can't argue with people when it comes to anything. So that's one thing I'm never going to argue about is just how the growth of the game and just how much better players are in every sport. And that's how
just
it should be.
Just because you can clothesline somebody doesn't make you a better basketball player.
You just got to look at it like anything else, bro. Like look at it like in the car industry or something, bro. Like, is it crazy to say that cars are better now than they were in the 1800s? No, they should get fucking better. So just like anything, the players and and obviously that's kind of a far fetched comparison. But at the end of the day, it's just it kind of makes sense. Like, the players should get better, the competition should get better, so you're going to see better players in the highest forms of that sport.
Yeah, me and you disagree about the Jordan LeBron thing. I think MJ's the greatest. You think LeBron?
No,
but I don't
I'm MJ. I'm MJ.
Are you?
I'm not
LeBron.
But I'm more era too. Like MJ.
I'm not a LeBron
his
hater.
era. No, I'm definitely not. I don't. But it's more like a bias thing for me, bro. Like, a lot of people say like I was young when MJ was really really in doing his shit, but bro, like you can go ask my mom right now, bro. Like I was rocking J's at like 3 years old, watching Bulls games, like watching Space Jam every day. Like I was a Jordan fan when I was a little kid. I watched basketball.
I was a diehard Pacer
Obviously,
fan.
I don't remember like
Jordan
a lot of the early when he really started to take off. But bro, I watched the championships. I watched him, do a lot of his stuff.
Here's the thing:
did my homework too.
We got to see Michael Jordan 2.0 when Kobe Bryant came into the league.
Facts.
And just imagine Kobe Bryant, but better. And that's Jordan. That's all you got to know.
And that's my difference. Is the only thing, and I don't hate on LeBron. I just see that killer instinct more in MJ and in Kobe. Like these dudes were more like, bro, fuck everybody. I don't need a single friend in the league. LeBron's like, hey, I'm cool with everybody, bro, but I'm still a killer. And that's fine that he's like that, bro. Like different strokes for different folks. But at the end of the day, that's my only like argument outside of like in between those two. Like they played in different eras. Obviously, like LeBron never even played with MJ, so it's kind of weird. But I don't know, man.
Who's your top 5 all time?
Top 5 all time. I mean, just based off mentality right off the bat, I'm going no particular order. I mean, I'd say MJ is my number 1 for sure. Then
Stephen A. was on $1 million worth of game, and he just answered this question. I thought it was great. So I'm curious. Go ahead and say your 5, and I'm curious about what you think of those. So I got MJ, then I got Bron. It's hard for me to not put Magic in there. And it's actually been one of these guys here lately that I've went back and done more homework on, and he actually impressed me more than I've ever like really dug into his game. Is Larry Bird, bro? Like I'd probably put him up there. I don't know, maybe in my top 5. Kareem's obviously up there. I'd say so. MJ, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, and damn, that's tough. The dude's on $1 million of the game was asking Stephen A. because Stephen A. left out.
There's so many people I can swap out. And
Stephen A. left out Kobe, and he was like, and he goes Jordan, LeBron, and they're like, you have LeBron over Kobe, and Stephen A. goes yes, and he was like, this is what you guys have to understand about Kobe. When Kobe came into the league, he emulated his game off someone we already seen.
All right, right.
LeBron
was
is
a new coming, yeah.
And when you think of Kobe, you automatically think of the second best shooting guard of all time.
Right.
When you think of LeBron, he's the best at his position ever.
That's facts. And that's why, I mean, it's obviously, I mean, you could talk to anybody. They're swapping MJ and Bron out. But, I mean, Kobe's in my top 5 no matter what. But, like I said, bro, I think Larry Bird's probably – I could swap him out with somebody, or he's probably number 6, 7 for me. But there's so many people, bro, I could swap out. Like, even bringing KD into that picture, bro, this dude's such a dominant scorer, bro. Like, compared to – and he might not have, the resume some of these other guys have, but – this dude's just year in and year out killed people. Nobody can guard him. He's dominant.
Durant is definitely a top 15 all time for me.
For sure. Like,
and
that's more biased too. Like I don't necessarily just like those might be like my favorite players of all time.
I'm going to be a little bit biased with Kobe. I'm going to go Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Kareem, Magic. Yeah. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Kareem,
that's
Magic.
Pretty similar
right?
To mine, yeah.
But at 6, it gets it's like 6 through 10.
Tough,
it
you
gets
could
tough.
Swap any of those guys out.
At 6, I'm going to go with Steph Curry.
Yes, and Steph, like that's another guy.
Like is it an argument?
No, I can't argue it. I wouldn't argue with that's the thing.
It is. I mean, it's an argument. It's like it's.
But
let me rephrase that.
Anybody else
it's a debate. It's not an argument. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, Steph Curry."
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
No.
You can sit here and say Duncan, Shaq.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many
Bird.
people that come to mind. Like I damn near left Kobe out because I'm sitting here just going through people in my head. Like there's so many people you could swap out in those probably top 15 that nobody
Russell,
could even be mad
Chamberlain,
about.
Big O.
Yeah. I think Kareem's always got to be there because he's. I mean, who did it like Kareem?
The conversations are going to get really interesting in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
When you see guys like Luka retire, when you see guys like Embiid retire.
Yep, because they're going to continue to put numbers up.
When you see guys, obviously Steph has a chance to fucking raise that more. When you see a guy like Ja Morant, if he stays healthy, that's
my biggest fear for
we
that
can
guy.
we can just go into that conversation. Is this kid our promised Derrick Rose that we got robbed of?
Man, it looks like it right now.
Look at their games.
Come go viral, baby.
Look at their games. Like, I mean, they're so similar.
I've never seen I've never seen somebody like Morant, like Ja Morant, like just literally, this dude cocks it back so far every time, and then it's almost he times his jump so well that every time he goes up to make that dunk, he gets like
awkward.
that second level, and the guys when they jump with him almost push him up even higher than he was already at, and it's just
I would love
never
to see
seen
him
a
in the
guy
dunk
that little,
contest,
that high
dude.
in the air, bro. It's insane.
I would love to see him in the dunk contest.
And that's the bro. We've got robbed of so many.
Where are
good
my
dunk
boys at?
contests.
5th in the West, the Mavs.
Yes, sir. 5th in the West,
Yeah,
25 and 23.
Here's the thing about the Mavs. It's going to be the same old story.
Yeah.
When it gets to the playoffs, Luka can win them a
different
series.
basketball.
Luka can win them a series or two.
Yeah, but
Luka can beat full teams, but once
regular season to postseason's like fucking pickup ball to like.
the gas
high
tank,
school
the
state
gas tank's
championship.
going to run out for
Yeah.
Luka. Like,
That's
I mean,
that's the worst part for Luka is that he has to go out there and literally kill himself every game to do that.
until
stuff.
he gets a 2, I don't think the Mavs will contend.
No, but
You know, the
they are
Nuggets
though.
are
That's
just-
they're
yeah,
5.
and-
Right? You know they're 5 seed. They're 5 or 5th. in
And
the
when he
Western
averages
Conference right
30, 10, and 10, I mean, that's,
he's got to have somebody else to help score with him. I mean,
yeah.
he can't be the only
losing
option.
Jalen Brunson to the Knicks
It's
hurt.
huge. Yeah,
How Cuban let
you're
him
seeing
walk?
that. You're seeing that now.
Yeah, that kid's balling. He's an all-star. Let's go back to the East.
Celtics, top of the East,
Tatum is an MVP candidate.
20 and 9.
That kid,
conference.
I mean,
They're playing well on the road too, and that's when you see the elite teams, the teams that can play well on the road. Because I mean, it's almost like everybody's obviously going to win more games at home. So it comes down to kind of those games, those close games on the road against those better teams. Who's going to rise to the top?
Philly's the 2 seed. Milwaukee's the 3 seed. Do we really think Philly is going to be there at the end?
It's almost like a Cowboys thing with them.
like
They
the-
get there and then they just can't get over.
You know
the
who they remind me of? The fucking Suns kind of a bit.
Yeah.
Like the way, like,
No, that's facts.
just like they're there. They're going to be at the top of the standings.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get something happens and they
Every
just
time
fucking
they
get beat.
Yep.
Like, I don't trust either one of them 2 teams against Giannis.
Nope. I don't trust them against the Nets. Maybe even the Cavs, because the Cavs are, obviously probably one of the surprise teams of the season already.
I have Milwaukee and Brooklyn in the
Yeah.
As long as Brooklyn stays healthy.
I think their heads are a big thing too. You got 2 big egos there with Kyrie and KD. So I think when those guys got their head on straight, that's when they're playing their best basketball, and that's when they've won. So mental thing there, and then obviously staying healthy is the biggest thing in any league. So.
Yeah. Before we switch over to some UFC to wrap it up, shout out to the Indiana Pacers.
Man,
They're going to be good.
Facts, bro. They're going to be good. If they can keep that squad together, that's always been the biggest thing in Indy, man, is just being able to keep your talent, bro. And they've finally got this, this formula
This
where
nucleus.
they were able to get these guys and get these draft picks and build these last couple years. And, man, it's great to see them doing well this year. I mean,
A lot rides on Miles staying or going.
facts,
But we'll
man.
see.
Yeah, so like
UFC.
I said, let's switch
283.
to UFC 283, man. It was a banger. You got 2 new champions. You had a bunch of knockouts. You had great performances by
The retirement of 2 of the greatest Brazilians to ever put on the gloves.
and it was a great card. They put on a show, man. They put on a show all night. Hey, we'd like to give a quick shout out to all our sponsors. First, God's Goons with Brandon and Tara Chisholm. They're doing a lot of great things in the community, but you can catch them for Monday Night Men's Group from 5:30 to 6:30 at 1804 West 11th Street here in Marion. And again, Tuesday for Bibles and Biceps. Same time, same place. You can also get with High Moon Emporium, custom women's clothing and boutique. And if you're in the market to buy or sell a home, please get in contact with Nicholson Realty 2.0. They will walk you step by step through the progress and get you the best deal on your next home. It's only a phone call away. And when it's dinner time, please head over to Imagine Burgers and Brew and try out their already decadent menu, plus some of their new food items. Again, when your stomach is rumbling, don't get to fumbling the rock. Go get you a burger you always imagined at Imagine Burgers and Brew. And for any and all construction needs, please get with Derek Lewis and the crew at Above All Construction at 765-573-5982. Early prelims, I don't really want to touch too much on those. Those are kind of... It's tough, you know what I mean? It's kind of like what we spoke about with the NBA, man. There's so
Unless
many
you're-
games
unless-
in the NBA.
yeah,
There's
unless
so many
you're a-
fighters in the UFC. It's hard to...
This isn't the Blades sports MMA show. We're going to talk about the fights that people want to hear about.
Yep.
Otherwise, because we can talk MMA for fucking hours.
Oh yeah, we definitely could.
Like,
it's still so hard. Like I watch it every weekend, bro, and I can't remember half the fight. Like I probably can't even tell you 25% of the fighters. So
I don't think it's oversaturated, but it's just got to be that type.
No, it has. You have to have. I mean, when you're talking about fighting, you're talking about people have to take months off to recover. So you have to have that many fighters. But early prelims. The only thing I really want to touch on there, big name. Obviously, UFC is not this huge sport like the NFL or the NBA is, but big name that they've been watching here for a while, Terrence McKinney. He actually fought this guy named Ismail Bonfim. Him and his brother both made their debut this weekend. Ismail fought Terrence, obviously, in the early prelims, and then his brother, Gabriel, fought in the regular prelims. They were the first two brothers to ever get finishes in their debut fight in the UFC. Crazy knee, bro. I had McKinney in this fight, and this is just a classic. I don't know the other fighter.
That knee just sounded like...
Oh, yeah, it was nasty, bro. I mean, and Bonfim was winning the fight, bro. He had the pressure. He was walking him down, and then he just timed the knee perfect, dropped McKinney, bro, put him to sleep. He literally fell straight on his face. Moving on from there, the early prelims were good, man. They had, 1, 2, 3 knockouts and only a couple decisions. All the decisions were good fights. Nobody, there weren't too many sleepers, any snoozers on that one. But like I said, going into the prelims, Carl kind of touched on this already, bro. You see Mauricio Shogun Rua, man. I mean, this is a guy that
I grew up watching.
This is what got me into it, like Shogun, bro. Shogun, Lyoto, like those guys. These are legends, bro. It's weird because we're seeing that end of an era right now. This is kind of the first end of a really big era for the UFC. Like you had those guys at the beginning, and not even like Dan Severn and like. Mark Coleman, those type of guys.
These
not
were the guys
not a lot
that
of people
were
know.
like
These were the first stars of the UFC.
MMA stars.
Yeah, and it's tough to see. It's the worst part about it is because these guys' careers never end the way you want them to, man. They always end up getting knocked out or they get beat up in their last fight, and you see, and you got to watch these guys, throw their gloves down and end their career on a loss. It's tough, and I hated to see Shogun go out like this, but like I said. Seems like kind of the formula with this. These guys fight until obviously probably they shouldn't be fighting anymore, and then it ends like that. But prelims were pretty good. Like I said, Bonfim got a submission in there. The rest of the fights were pretty good. Had a couple of finishes. But moving to the main card, man, that was obviously the biggest part of the show. Started off with Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. That was one actually me and Carl kind of talked about. They had Paul Craig at an underdog, a pretty big underdog, and that was one that I told Carl maybe to watch. Obviously wasn't the right call on my end, but Paul Craig's one of those guys. He kind of slides under the radar. He gets finishes. He's a wizard on his back with the jiu-jitsu, but Johnny Walker, man, he just does what he does. He come off actually his last fight he got knocked out by Jamahal Hill, so he came back, got a nice knockout. Paul Craig tried to go for a single leg. Johnny Walker kind of stepped out to the side and just finished him with hammer fist, bro. It was a pretty good knockout. Did you catch any of the main card?
Yeah, I watched the Johnny Walker fight.
Yeah,
I watched
you actually got that one right. I think you actually ended up
Yeah.
taking Johnny, but
the only one I didn't get right was the last fight.
that was the only reason I even said that too, because I think Paul Craig was like a plus 350 underdog, so it could have been one that would have been a hitter. Next fight of that card was Lauren Murphy, Jessica Andrade. Like kind of another person that needs to go ahead and think about hanging him up there. Lauren Murphy
I don't
is
understand why
her
this was even
last
a main card fight.
Well, yeah, Andrade is kind of in line to maybe get that one of the next couple title shots. So, but Lauren Murphy's she's just been a stepping stool for these. She's had success in the past, and you got a new wave of women coming in the UFC, and she's just been watch my face beat up your hands for the last 3 or 4 fights. So it's been bad. Next fight, Gilbert Burns, Neil Magny.
Can we get Gilbert Burns a fucking top 5 contender?
I don't get it. He's one of them guys they're trying to use him as a
stepping stool, and you ain't gonna step on that motherfucker.
You're not gonna step on him.
He gave Hamzat his best fight yet.
Yeah, and I actually seen Hamzat posted today that Gilbert Burns part 2. So I don't know.
He's
got to
make the weight. He's got to make.
Oh yeah, and I don't. That's another whole conversation. I don't think Hamzat should even be fighting a welterweight anyways.
I think Hamzat if Hamzat fights at welterweight, it needs to be either Gilbert Burns or Bilal Muhammad.
And kind of back to this fight, kind of sucks for Neil Magny. He's kind of one of them guys that just can't get over the hump, man. Those guys.
He's a stepping stone.
He should be. He beats him, and he usually puts a whipping on those guys. But when he gets to those top tier fights, he just can't get it done. I mean, Gilbert went out and finished him in 45 seconds. What else do we need to talk about that fight? I mean, nothing.
Moreno, Figueiredo 4.
Yeah.
Moreno just dominated.
Beat him up, and I called this one because Figueiredo coming off an injury. I think Moreno won the last fight. I don't know if you agree there. I don't know if you actually went. I don't know if you watched it or went back and watched it, but went to a draw. I think Moreno took that fight, but Moreno come out. I mean, he just dotted his eye up. Doctor stoppage, man. I mean, that's part of it. You can't see, you can't fight. That's all really you need.
Figueiredo's moving up to bantamweight.
Yeah, I did see that, and he was looking pretty rough, making weight. So I don't disagree with that. And one thing that I didn't like about this card, bro, and I'll touch on more when we talk about the main event, but when Moreno wins this fight, I mean, I know Figueiredo's a Brazilian, but the Brazilians really showed their asses, and I didn't like that. Moreno won the belt, and walking back to the cage, bro, he got 5,000 beers chucked at him and shit thrown from the stands. Yeah, it was a shit show. So hate to see that for him, but new champ. So they had actually a picture of him in the back after the fight, and he was flipping. He said to the crowd or whatever, was flipping everybody off holding the belt. So on to the main card, bro, and this was a surprise for me. I don't know about you, but I had Glover. Grinding the win out, getting him in the fifth round. But
I did have Glover. This is what ruined my parlay. But
go ahead.
If I would have sat and thought about it, Glover coming off an injury, he's 40-something years old, in Brazil. It smelt like a retirement fight.
Yeah. It did, and I kind of
what we always say about
if he won or lost, I kind of figured he would retire. But I mean,
we didn't see this happen.
The only reason I even took Glover is because Jamal took it on such short notice. But I mean, in this fight, Jamal just completely outclassed him.
Glover landed I seen a stat comparison between how many strikes he landed against Glover and how many strikes Yuri landed against Glover. Jamal landed 272 significant strikes, where Yuri landed 115.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Insane.
He had Glover he let his. I don't know if it was a timing thing or just Glover just wasn't putting his fucking hands up. I watched the fight. Every single time this dude threw a head kick, it got there.
Landed it hard, there. It got there. Crash. And that was the biggest surprise to me. It was Glover's one of those guys. He can stand up with you, and he's got knockouts. But later in his career, he turned into a jiu-jitsu and a wrestler, and he could not take Jamal down, bro. No. He couldn't budge him. I mean, he had a couple takedowns that would be after he landed a shot or something. And
Jamal would credit to Jamal. He would get
pop right back up,
he would just get up.
Yeah. But speaking back to kind of wrap things up for that whole card. Glover lays the gloves down, retires. Kind of think, obviously, like you said, we kind of smelled it in there, but it was more about what he said in the press conference or in his interview after. Obviously retired, and then went on to basically say he's going to obviously keep pouring into Pereira. He said Pereira's going to keep his belt, defend his belt a couple times, and then he's moving up to light heavyweight.
As he should.
So
there was a moment where
he could be champ there.
There was a moment where Hill and Pereira kind of crossed each other. See you soon.
Oh yeah, because I mean that's a banger fight right there.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's a banger fight.
Shout out to Jose Aldo, Hall of Fame.
Yep, Hall of Fame. Gave it
greatest.
He had no clue it was
coming of all time.
Either, so yeah, I mean he's got to be at this point until somebody proves it otherwise. But another banger, bro. We got this week. I mean UFC wise, we got. Fight night, Lewis versus Spivak. This is a rescheduled fight. I think Lewis had pulled out with sickness last time. Spivak, bro. I mean, Black Beast can knock anybody out at any time in the fight, but Spivak, a guy to look out for, bro. He'll be contending for the title in that heavyweight division here soon.
Just give me the UFC 285 already.
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
I swear to God. Jones and Gone, baby. Just wait on it.
All right, see
that's
you
all
guys.
we got.
I'm higher than Braun, I just need a lighter. Feel like a champ, need a ring for the hand. Cover it all from here across the land. Handle the plans, but you won't understand. So if you ain't know, this is the brand.